Hi guys, well I promised I would pop on today to talk to you about metabolism and what you can do to help boost your metabolism. So for those of you that don't know me, I'm a naturopath and nutritionist and my name's Naomi Judge, and my main focus is women's hormones. And what I love to look at is how women's hormones help with metabolism. They affect weight, they can affect your mood, they can affect your relationships with others, they can affect just your general well-being, your sleep. So hormones can have so much impact on you, your well-being and everything around you. So that's what I find very important. So today we're going to talk about metabolism. And you might think, what does metabolism have to do with hormones? Well, it has everything to do with hormones, because the main part of metabolism and the biggest influencer on your metabolism is your thyroid gland, which is found right here. So your thyroid actually governs your metabolism. It governs how you break down food, how you burn calories, how you burn fat, how you build muscle, and how you get those all-important nutrients from your food. So that's why hormonal health is very important when we look at the metabolism. So generally, if your metabolism is sluggish, you'll be having symptoms like low mood, depression, you might have hair loss, you might have weight gain, you might have stubborn weight, you might have dry skin, flaky skin, eczema, you can even have bone loss as well. So all of these symptoms of your body kind of just not functioning optimally for you, those are signs that your metabolism is slow and sluggish. So what I'm going to talk to you about today are my top tips. I'm going to 5, I actually might have got 6 top tips to get your metabolism fired up. So the first one is actually food. So looking at foods that are inflammatory. Inflammatory foods, particularly casein and also gliadin, which is part of gluten found in wheat, gluten products. They're actually particularly bad because what they can do is they cause inflammation in the body, but also what they can do is they can inhibit your thyroid gland. And your thyroid gland produces hormones that keep your metabolism firing, keep you hot, keep you warm, keep you going, you know, your normal day, keep you slowing down when it's time to sleep, help you with that exercise. So what gliadin in particular can do is gliadin mimics thyroid tissue around the thyroid. So your thyroid is found here. So some people might actually get like a swelling or a pain or discomfort in their neck when there's something going on with their thyroid. But what can happen is if you're intolerant to these proteins, casein or gliadin, they kind of mimic the tissue found around your thyroid. So what your body does is it arms a response against those proteins, the gliadin and the casein, the gluten. But as well as arming a response against those proteins, it gets a little bit confused and it can actually cause problems with the tissue surrounding the thyroid. So if you've got any issues with your metabolism or any thyroid issues, then looking at quitting the casein found in dairy, gliadin and gluten found in grains is a really great place to start. Secondly, number 2 is your vitamin D. Vitamin D is so important when it comes to your metabolism. You know, it helps regulate so many different things. It helps regulate your insulin and your leptin response in your body, and it just helps all around with your metabolism and general health. So signs of actually having low vitamin D can be immune problems. You may have coughs and colds an awful lot, skin problems also, hormonal problems, and also weight issues. So people low in vitamin D actually find it hard to shift stubborn weight. So what you need to do 2 things. First of all, you need to get tested for vitamin D, and if it's under 50, you need to look at supplementing. But unfortunately, supplementing isn't enough. So what you should do is go and get some vitamin D sulfate, which is actually outside in the sun. So you need to go out in the sun, check an app called D-Minder. So put D-Minder on your phone. This app is really, really cool because what it tells you is it tells you when it's an optimal time outside in your area actually to get vitamin D. So it's really, really important. So pop D-Minder on your phone, pop in all your details, you know, where you are, all of that kind of thing, and it will take into consideration, you know, the weather, the cloud, how if you've just got a t-shirt on, if you've got a bikini on, whatever you've got on, if you're completely stark naked, it will take that into consideration and give you an idea of how long you should be in the sun. But general rule is you want to be in the sun when you're getting those the sun's, it's kind of like it's that intense period, but you don't go out there for long. So it's only a few minutes. For some it might be 2, others it might be 10 minutes. So just watch it and don't get to that stage where your skin's actually red. You want to actually get out of the sun before that stage. What you also need to do is you need to include in your diet sources of vitamin D and also co-nutrients, like a lot of people forget about vitamin K. So we need vitamin K to actually absorb the D. So vitamin K is so important to absorb the D. So what you need to do is you actually need to have foods that have a lot of vitamin K in. So one of these foods is actually grass-fed butter. So I really recommend having a little bit of grass-fed butter a day, maybe about 5 grams, which is about a teaspoon. So have that daily. You also want to get a lot of vitamin A. So vitamin A is another fat-soluble hormone. It's quite hard for our body to convert beta-carotene into vitamin A. So beta-carotene is found in vegetables and carrots and all that kind of thing. So what you may need to do is actually supplement to help get your D levels up. So once you've tested your vitamin D, have a look and see whether you need to supplement. Get your D-Minder to go in the sun, and then take your co-nutrients. So your vitamin A can be found in cod liver oil, fermented cod liver oil, which is a great supplement, and also get your vitamin K, which is found in grass-fed butter, and also leafy greens as well. So those are the first 2 things to do. Watch your inflammatory foods. Oh dear, dry throat. Such as casein and gluten and gliadin. And then make sure your vitamin D is at a good level, because without good level of vitamin D, your metabolism will really slow down. Okay, next thing is to actually watch your blood sugar levels. So you really need to watch your blood sugar levels, because any surge of insulin is actually going to have an inflammatory effect on your body. So that insulin surge can actually inhibit the thyroid and inhibit your metabolism and stop it doing what it needs to do. Also, that insulin surge in your body can cause a cortisol rise. So the cortisol can rise up really fast, and what the cortisol can do is it can actually inhibit hormones. It can inhibit your thyroid hormones, your metabolism, and the other hormones, and even your sex hormones, including your estrogen. But what you need to do is you need to keep your blood sugar steady. So that means having 3 great meals a day. You've got breakfast, lunch and dinner, and making sure that you've got a good combination of your fats, your proteins, your carbohydrates in there, and lots of fibre. So about 40 grams of fibre a day is really going to help with your blood sugar levels. So make sure you've got those foods, that your macronutrients. Really pay attention to your macros. People don't talk about macros enough, but your macronutrients are so important. Your fat, your protein, your carbohydrates, and then you want to have lots of fibre as well. So about 40 grams a day. Get your fibre from your vegetables, some fruit, some nuts and seeds, those kind of things. So that's a great place to get your fibre from. So that's the third thing. So keep your blood sugar steady, really steady. If you're prone to having lows and highs of blood sugar, then make sure that you have a snack, some kind of snack like nuts and seeds, some coconut yogurt, a quinoa salad, even a little bit of protein like a chicken wing or something like that. So that's a great way just to keep your blood sugar steady. So that's the third thing. The next, for your metabolism, so these are all things maybe you haven't even thought of. People think about metabolism, eating regularly, exercising regularly, all that kind of thing. But what you want to understand is your metabolism is really governed by your thyroid. So the next thing is a leptin. Leptin is so important. You really need to keep your leptin under control. Leptin is kind of a satiating hormone. Satiety hormone, I was going to say. Could be. A satiating hormone. So you really want to keep that under control. Now what leptin does, it can actually be produced more in fatty tissue, and it signals whether you're in starvation mode, whether you're in food abundance mode, and that was the whole point of leptin back in the day. But now that we have so much food coming at us from all places, everywhere, I mean, food is absolutely everywhere, it's kind of confused us. And so what's happening now is leptin's actually being triggered a little bit too much. And what it's doing, and this is really interesting, leptin tells your body to slow down. So what leptin effectively is doing, it tells your thyroid, hey, we're in starvation mode, so maybe don't secrete as many hormones. And so what it will do, it will actually slow down your thyroid. So your thyroid won't be producing those important hormones to regulate and boost your metabolism, which are your thyroid hormones, your T3 and T4. It won't be producing those as much. And what can actually happen in your blood tests if you've got a problem with leptin? So you may recognize this. If you've had blood tests before where your TSH is a little bit elevated, over 2, and your insulin levels are a bit high as well, that actually can show you that your leptin is out of balance. So you really need to control that leptin. And the only way and the best way to look after your leptin is to stop sugars, and that's fructose and just any sugar, so glucose and fructose. So to not be snacking on fruit constantly through the day. Any snacking on fruit through the day, too much snacking is really going to put your leptin out of balance, and it will encourage fat storage around the belly. So really go light on your fruit. The best way to control leptin is to have your fruit later in the day, not in the morning. In the morning, it actually starts to trigger that insulin, blood sugar response. So fruit later on in the day for your metabolism, especially if you've got weight around the belly, you want to go with fruit later on. And my cat's playing with my headphones. Oh, I should have had them in. I'll put them in now. There we go. Save the cat playing with them. She's being cute. So where was I? Yeah, talking about the leptin. And so you really want to keep that leptin under control. Signs that the leptin isn't under control are signs like constantly craving food, craving sugary food, hungry all the time, eating a meal and just not being satisfied. So sorry, the connection's going a little bit weak, so I hope it's okay and not cutting out too much. So signs that the leptin is low is craving a lot of food, constantly needing to snack on fruit or sweets, that kind of thing. And also eating a meal and just not being satisfied with that meal. You know, you eat and it's just, you need to eat more. And especially in the morning, you need to be very careful. If you do intense exercise in the morning and then go and have a really high GI sugary breakfast, that's going to really throw your leptin out. So you really need to be careful, then it will throw it right out. So just be wary of that, the intense exercise in the morning and then a sugary breakfast. Try and have something protein or fat in the morning, and that's really going to help your metabolism, and it's going to help with the fat loss and the muscle gain, especially in that belly area. So we've talked about vitamin D, we've talked about diet and blood sugar. And what I did want to touch on is actually brain health for your metabolism. So this is really, really important, and especially for women's health. Brain health is so important. Our whole hormonal process, our leptin, our insulin, our estrogen, our progesterone, our testosterone, all of those beautiful hormones that really rev up our system and work everything, ultimately are triggered. The first stage is actually in our brain, so in the hippocampus. Now, that can get damaged due to stress, but this damage is actually reversible. So stress, childhood trauma, an accident, a car crash, all of these things can actually damage this area in our brain. And that damage can actually prevent the hormones being made. And so it will slow the whole hormonal process down. So if you've got a sluggish metabolism and you know that there's some issues going on, we've talked about the signs and symptoms at the beginning of this live stream. So if you have, stubborn weight, or you have a mood or depression, or you just feel tired and foggy all the time, bad skin or bad hair, does indicate that your metabolism is a little bit sluggish. So looking after your brain health is all important. And the best way to repair a stressed brain, I call it a stressed brain because that is what does the damage. A stressed brain is what does the damage to the hippocampus. And the best way to repair that is we know it, but do we do it? It's really lifestyle changes like meditation, actually being aware and doing mindfulness exercises to help repair the hippocampus. So meditation, especially yoga meditation, helps to repair damaged cells. Secondly, fat. Fat is the most important thing for the brain and for your metabolism. So I highly recommend that you add fat to your diet. You can either add some really good krill oil. You know, you can supplement with krill oil, or you can supplement, if you're a vegan or vegetarian, you can supplement with algae, DHA algae, because that helps with your brain health. You can always have grass-fed butter. You can always have, you know, great olive oil, raw macadamia nut oil, olives in the diet, avocados, those kind of things. So all of those help to repair the brain, but krill oil in particular really helps with those junctions, and it helps with the cells, and it helps to protect the cells. And another thing that's really great for brain health is coconut oil. So just coconut oil on its own, or having MCT oil, which is actually extracted from coconut oil, the medium chain triglycerides. So these are super healthy for your brain. So I really want you to think about that. Your metabolism isn't just about weight loss and actually just losing weight. It's actually about working on these systems and working on things to help upregulate the metabolism, to help with nutrient absorption, to help with bowel motion, to help with the thermostat in your body. So just quickly overview the things we've covered today. We've talked about removing inflammatory foods which can damage the thyroid, casein, gluten, gliadin. We've talked about getting your vitamin D, and you do need some D sulfate, so get that app D-Minder on your phone, and it will give you an idea when you're able to go out and get some vitamin D from the good old sun. We've talked about then having your other fat-soluble vitamins, your A and your K. We've talked about regulating your insulin, so getting your blood sugar steady to help with metabolism, and then also helping leptin balance out, so, you know, reducing the fruits and sugars in your diet, reducing the constant snacking all the time, and giving yourself a break, and just making sure you have that break at night time as well. You know, don't snack after dinner, and have a nice fast as well. You know, fasting is a great way to help the metabolism, fasting at night. And then we've talked about healing your brain, so healing the hippocampus to help with all those hormones that are produced for you to really upregulate that metabolism. So if there's any question, guys, I would love to answer that, but those are my top tips on metabolism, and you just get going on those and you really start to notice a difference. It's all about nourishing, it's all about adding in. So I really hope that has helped you today. I would love for you to join me next time, and so we can have a cool Q&A. But I've got a feeling that my Wi-Fi is weak, so I don't know how I'm coming through at the moment. I don't think I'm coming through that well, because I can actually see it kind of fogging out. So for those of you that stayed with me today, thank you so much. That was great. And let me know if it was helpful. Let me know if you enjoyed it. And let me know if there's anything else that you would really like to talk about when it comes to your hormonal health, to come to your metabolism, when it comes to your weight loss. Just give me an idea, and so I can let you know. So thanks for being here. Been fantastic. And I'm going to talk to you next time. So bye.